Hey everyone, welcome back to the 52-week subcontracting series. I am Makisha, and this week we're going to dive into essential topic: goal setting, generating revenue, and building past performance. Getting those milestones to achieve your goals. Okay, so the introduction. Goal setting is critical to building momentum and achieving success as a subcontractor. I'm going to break it down into actionable milestones. So now first, you generate your first $100 reoccurring monthly. Now, the reason why I say reoccurring, because we'll do those one-offs. Okay, $100 here, $100 there, $100. No, we have to start small and focus on gaining experience and building our confidence. So the reason why I say generate 100 revenue monthly also is because most of my small businesses are working still their 9-to-5 jobs. Okay. And starting with these small projects, it to me is the most manageable to break into subcontracting. And how I did it was I used platforms like Upwork, Fiverr. They are excellent for getting started quickly. They allow you to take on projects that fit your schedule, help you to build your portfolio without overwhelming your current responsibilities. Because I've seen it too many times. We'll take on all these projects and then you start neglecting your 9-to-5. And then that's not good because you're messing up your past performance. You're messing up your relationship with the organization that you're working with. If it's a small business, a prime contract, whatever, you never want them to think that you're putting their work aside and working your little, your side hustle. Because I've seen too many times people will go get a side hustle and then they're starting neglecting their responsibilities on their job. Because our job is to do excellent work, provide professional services and everything. You can't do that if you are not taking care of your client that you have. Okay, so now these platforms work for me, and there's many of them out there. So if you know of other great options, leave them in the comments so that the community can check them out. Okay. And together we'll share resources and help each other succeed. So that's the reason why I love doing these videos, because it's helping the community. I want to work with our small business community. I want to grow. My goal, my mission is to grow qualified, responsible subcontractors to work for these prime contractors, because I've worked with the prime contractors and I've always wanted to be a subcontractor. I've never really, was focused on being a prime contractor. That will come. But in the beginning, you're trying to learn the nuances. And then in the beginning, you don't want to take on that responsibility. And because I was in the military, I had to put the military first. So subbing was the best thing for me, because it allowed me to continue to do my duty and service to our country, but it also allowed me to grow in my experience, grow in my knowledge, to build my knowledge base, to start building team and partners. I mean, it just a wealth of opportunities opened up for me. So remember, goal setting isn't just about writing things down. It's about taking deliberate action and tracking your journey and your goals. So this is stuff that I've done and I've tried it and it worked for me. And then I went from growing from the $100 then to $1,000 reoccurring monthly, then to securing my first micro purchase, and then to winning my first subcontract. That's how it goes. Because when you're first getting started, you just started the new business, you go into these prime contractors and they want to know, what experience do you have? I bring the same example up. When you go hiring somebody, do you go get the most less experienced person? No, you want the most experienced person to do the service for you. That whether it's a virtual assistant, market research assistant, project manager, you're looking for the best. So best believe they're looking for the best. So always believe in teaching real life, because too many times I've heard all these false, fictitious things going on out there. You're not trying to hire the less expensive person. You try to hire the best. So what I decided was I'm going to teach you how to become the best. You know, what worked for me? How did I scale? How did I start growing? How did I build these relationships? So if you just stick with these 4 things first, let's start with these 4 things first. I'm telling you, you're going to catapult. You're going to be, you're going to just get where you need to go. So what I did was too, and then I'll show you how to do it. So what I did was I pulled up my pages, how I got started with doing it. So what? This is how you do it. This is how you do it. You do your research. So when I went on sam.gov, because I believed in diversifying my portfolio, I didn't want to put all my eggs in one basket because I tried that. It didn't work. You have bills to pay. You still got your family you got to care for. You still want to do your personal hobbies and different things of that nature. And you working 80 hours a week, 102. I mean, you working hours. And so I had to learn how to pivot. I had to learn how to navigate through the waters of only going after small projects on sam.gov and how I filtered. Let me show you how to filter. This is so important, how you filter. So understanding, I wanted to look at a search, right? So what I would do is I will go to home, then I will click contract opportunities. And then now I'm here. This is how I got here, contract opportunities. Then because I wanted to only see certain things, you know, everybody, you're looking at everything and now you're overwhelmed. So don't even pick an agency because we don't know the agency yet. You're brand new. You just got started. So don't pick the agency yet. First, pick the next month. So you go here, response date. You want to just pick the next month because I just want to see what's out there because you're just getting started. You don't know what you don't know. I don't want you getting overwhelmed. I want you to get a little bit of what's out there, or you can click the next 3 months, but just so you can see what's happening within a month. It's best to just customize it, do whatever. So then the next thing I wanted you to do is just see what solicitations. We're not looking at pre-solicitation right now. We're looking at what's out here that I could possibly win right now. That's it. That's all we're looking at. How can I win this right now? All right. And then the combined synopsis, right? We're only focusing on these 2. Focus on one thing at a time so you don't pull in too much information. Now we want to look at the NAICS code. Which NAICS code is we? Are you in the agriculture? Know your NAICS code. Are you in the mining and are you in utilities, construction, manufacturing, wholesale and trade? Pick the one that you are in because this is all we doing is industry. Right now we're doing market research and industry. Okay. So once you do the industry, then you pick which one. So if you're in educational service, healthcare, arts, just pick one. So for the sake of this video, I'm going to stick with what I always do, management, right? Or the professional. So we picked our code, right? So we got it. So we know what all these are upcoming opportunities, right? Right now. Then we wanted to do only set asides, right? Because we're brand new. We're not trying to go unless you got your certification. Then you go after. So like me, I'm veteran owned. So I'm going to put total small business set aside. Then I'm going to do partial small business set aside. And then I'm going to go down here and I'm going to do the veteran because I am a veteran. So let's go down. Let's keep scrolling down so I get to the veteran because I'm veteran certified. So focus on where you are. That's it. Don't try to do anything else. We just want veteran. So then I'm going to get both of my veterans. Boom. So now I'm looking at my veteran. Now, if you a woman owned, then you're looking at woman owned. If you're hub zone, you're looking at hub zone, but you want to get the small businesses. Well, full and open competition, you're not ready for that. That's everybody. You're fighting with the largest. Now we already having to compete with the established small business. Do you really want to go up against these prime contractors who have the resources, who have the team, who have the staff? No, let's keep it small. So that's why I said this is how you start building your goals. The first thing is goal setting. Goal setting. So, and then you're doing it based off of the research that you conducted. You're making a strategic decision after the research that I've already conducted. Now, I dropped my sheet of paper. Hold on, y'all. I'm sorry. This is real life. So this is what happens when you're doing live recordings. And I love it because you get to see all of the glitter. It ain't always glitter and gold. It's a lot of work that goes into creating content for the team. Okay, so now we decided what we going after. Now, me, I'm always looking for place of performance because I only want to stay in my area code, because right now I'm building my people. I want to be able to get to them. I want to be able to touch them. So then we're going to do Maryland. Hold on. Uh-oh, they want me to do the zip code too. So now if you want only in your radius, then you put the zip code. But if you want the state of Maryland, then you put Maryland. Let me see if it's going to let me do it. Okay, there we go. I think it did it. Hold on. Let me pull it up in here. Make sure it got in there. Maryland. Because they keep trying to put the zip code in there. Okay, so we got Maryland. I want Maryland. There we go. I want Maryland. Okay, so now we got Maryland. And now if you want the active and inactive, so you can see what was passed so they can have, or inactive, you only want to look at active opportunities that you can bid on. And you see how that narrowed the search down? It narrowed it down to 5 now. All you looking through is 5 to see what is for the state of Maryland. And then you're looking at which agency it is. But you can also put, if you want to look at everything else, that's fine. But for me, my business, see, that's why I always say it's business decisions. I only want to stay in the DC area. So it's Maryland, or if I wanted to go to Virginia, I can easily put Virginia, and then more opportunities would open up to me. But do you understand that we're staying focused on what is out here? And then I want to take my time out and I'm going to go through these, or you just sign in and download the sheet so you can look at the PSC codes, the NAICS codes. I mean, we already know that we're in that industry, but we got to now we got to see which NAICS codes they're buying. Now you want to see what PSC codes they're buying. And then you're going to customize your service because you're already in the industry. But you're just building. You're catering to the customer. You're giving them what they're asking for. Okay, we create businesses to sell a service to someone who's going to purchase that service. So that's why it's important to do the same thing. And then take your time out and see which agencies are actively purchasing, what you're selling actively. So I go through this. I do this whole exercise with my clients, but I wanted to give you a basic overview to get you started, because mostly you can't afford the services at this time, but you can start the work. So when you do get that capital come in, then you can afford to get a GovCon coach or whatever, or a consultant on your team to really help and scale to grow, because all the experts have a coach. I started off with a coach. I was at the Apex Accelerator because I knew the contracting, because I've been doing contracting, but I didn't know the business side of it. And then what all goes in starting. Then when you're trying to scale, because you're generating the same amount of revenue, how do you scale? You have to learn. And the different scores, the VBOX, the veteran-owned, the institutes, the VIC, I think it's Veteran Institute of Procurement. Is so many different programs out there. Just go to sba.gov website and you'll find them. Okay, so this is how you start the research, and then create your spreadsheets. Look at them, create pivot tables, do all those things to get the data that you need to be successful. Okay, so now I'm going after federal opportunities, subcontracting opportunities. I'm looking for primes who are looking for subs. You see what I'm saying? So know what you want and why you want it, and then how to make it happen, because you still got your 9 to 5. All right. But I'm going to continue on with the training, and then I'm going to go back to the next one because we got another one to go to. So then, like I said, you're going to grow to your 1,000 reoccurring. You're going to secure your first micro purchase and win your contract. Now, these are the steps to get you there. Is the market research. Then the next one, the key challenge is that most small business face: balancing subcontracting projects with full-time job. That's the main challenge. My solution is to start with small, manageable projects on platforms like Upwork, Fiverr that fit into your schedule. Okay, so what I did was started off on Fiverr. I didn't really care for that platform as much because, I mean, you competing with everybody overseas. I just gave up with that one. So then I went to Upwork, which I stayed with, and I started my Upwork profile back in 2016 when I was transitioning from active duty to Army Reserve, so that way I could start really scaling and growing my business. And I didn't know where to start, and I didn't know what I wanted to sell. So I went on there to start researching what they had. So let me go to the Upwork. Okay, so Upwork, I went there, I researched what they had. So I created my profile. I grew my profile so that way I could be able to book consults. And then when you first get started, you're not going to be 100% job rate. You're going to be way at the bottom. You're going to be, you have to grow your stuff. And then when I kept getting good at what I was doing, then I start personalizing it. I offered the projects. You can get me, because, sometimes people don't want to commit just yet. They want to see what kind of services you're going to provide. So then I customized my templates and I made different service offerings for them. And then, I gave them instructions. Okay, click, purchase, and, send them the documents. And I gave them step by step, because you don't know this when you first getting started, right? You don't know that they got to initiate the contract first before we can even communicate, or they're going to kick you off the platform. So it was like I was having to learn the platform, learn what all has to go in there, start recording videos so they can get to know me, and it's personable. And then provide them with all of the steps and instructions to make it's just smooth and seamless. Now you still got your 9 to 5. When you get off, you come in, you see how many projects. So I didn't want to overwhelm myself. So I would only take one project a day or every 3 days. And then I book my schedule according, because you get off of work. Some days you're exhausted. Some days you got to take care of the family. Sometimes you got appointments. Life happens. So you have to navigate those things. And, I'm believing in holistic, because, it's not just government. It's you have to diversify your portfolio, because in the beginning, the government don't want to let you in. That is the barrier to most small businesses. They are brand new. The government want established people who know what they're doing, who has past performance. Most of them want you to have a CPARS, the Contract Performance Assessment Report. All of that. So, but you have to learn to think outside the box in different ways so you can get started. So that's just one way. And that's why I didn't want to, I said, nope, I'm going to get started. I'm going to make it happen. I'm going to learn. So I would look at what was on sam.gov to see what little projects they had. I will go off of that same project on Upwork, customize it for small, and then learn all the rules of the game and learn, okay, this was going to be in it. They're going to want a monthly status report. They're going to want a weekly status report. They're going to want this. They're going to want that. And then I kept getting better and better. So that way I could apply what I learned in the commercial sector to what I learned in federal. Okay. So then I went over to the state, because the state is different. They had different categories. They didn't have the NAICS. They had the commodity code. So I had to learn platform, because I wanted a diversified portfolio. I wanted to be able to say I had federal experience, state experience, and then local is the counties and different things. They have a little different. Or if you're going to a university and working for a university or a hospital, everyone has different regulations, policies, procedures. Stick with what you know. Don't try to go after everything, because it's too much. You're going to spread yourself too thin, because you're learning the basics. You're learning their rules and their regulations. You got to learn their forms. You got to submit the way they want you to submit it. Oh, by the way, the other agency wants you to submit it another way. So you see what I'm saying now? Okay. So then how I learned this one, I did the same thing. I learned how to get who is issuing what. Sometimes the keyword search works. I find it better to go through the category codes, and then you get those keywords, and then you start building your capability statement. You start building your service offerings, because I'm going to use, if they say non-residential building construction services, that's what my line item going to say. Non-residential building construction services. I've learned because too many times we on the throne. I'm selling this service. I'm all that and a bag of chips and all that. We're providing a service. So I'm gonna call it whatever they call it. If Prince George Community College calling it one thing, I'm calling it that. But if the hospital calling it one thing, I'm calling it that. We have to get in the business of serving, because that's what we're doing. We're providing a service. Serving. Okay, so that's enough of that. And then as I kept going, I found me another platform, Clarity, where you don't even have to do nothing but calls. They request a call to you and everything government contracting. I'm telling you, I took my time and I built one platform at a time, and I learned one platform at a time. And how you do that is you create your checklist, right? Then you know which one you're going to start first. And on your checklist, you put the date, the start date that you started building that platform, and how long it took you to get it. And then you move to the next one and the next one. So, I'm always recommending get your government binder and start building those tabs, and then journaling how you're getting where you're going. Because I'm telling you, then you can help another small business and you're paying it forward. You're rinsing and repeating, because you learned, this is how you learn. So now you're going to teach that other small business, or you're going to be a mentor. You're always going to pay it forward. And I believe in paying it forward, but I have to pay it forward one to many, because if you try to do one-on-ones, it's not going to work. I tried. I had 295 clients when I was working, over 295 clients. I mean, it was just getting more and more and more when I was a counselor at the Apex Accelerator. It was just wearing me out, because now you're trying to help all these small business. I mean, you can get a lot of clients, because everybody's coming in, because the program is a nonprofit and it's free. So people trying to come in because these services out here is expensive, so I felt like my reach could go further if I could do one to many. That's why you do the training and the coaching and the different things, because one to many, you're not wore out, you know what I'm saying? And you still can build your business, because we still need time to work on our business, to improve the business, to put the process and procedures in. You have to have team meetings. Then you have to do performance reviews. I mean, all those things as a business owner, you have to take in consideration. And many people don't, because when you're first getting started, you don't know what you don't know. So I set out to really grow and define myself. And then when I got to a place where I felt comfortable enough to really start teaching and training what I've learned along the way, then I was able. And then I had to learn that, yes, we love helping other people, but you got to help yourself first. If you're not having a steady revenue, but you sit up here trying to get all this free content and all that, you can't do it. You can't pay your bills with free. You can't pay your employees with free. So that's why I always tell my small business, use the free resources, save that capital, get you some working in capital, build those accounts, get your savings account together, and then put those line items in there for your payroll, put the line items in for your industry a day, and stick to the budget. And so I believe I got a series. I think in the series I got the budget in there too. So I'm going to get on the schedule and see what I got. But I got a lot of stuff coming out here for you, because it's too many of you that's you're struggling and it's hard. And then you're trying to get in these programs, and then it's a long wait. So while you're waiting, because, I believe in supplementing the services that's already out there. All we do is supplement. And if it's free, why I'm going to sell you that service when it's already out there for free? Go get that free stuff. And then when you're ready, then you save that capital for when you're ready for advanced strategies. That basic fundamental stuff is so much free stuff out there. Use it. And then when you're ready to scale and get them strategies and start, but you've implemented the basics. Many you're not even implementing the basics. So make sure you implement the basics. And so that's what I wanted to make sure. So let's get back to the slides, so that way this video is not too long. So then the challenge number 2, they lack the experience in subcontracting. So how you gain experience, but they want to be the prime contractor. And yes, you win it off of luck sometimes, but then most of them, not a lot of them lose the contract, or a lot of them get replaced because the poor service that they're providing, the the agency. And so I believe in focus on building a portfolio of small projects to establish credibility and confidence, right? Credibility and confidence. That's the first thing. All right. Once you got your credibility and confidence, you're going to be feeling better, right? So then challenge number 3 is learning the government contracting process, because we tend to think because in the commercial sector, everything's going all fast. No, not in government. They take forever. Everything it takes time because they're responsible for making sure they're following the regulations, the FAR, the acquisition regulation, right? Then we're trying to the federal acquisition regulation. Then state, they're going by another regulation. Then local, they're going by another regulation. Oh, and then they're responsible for, now they got to get the approval for the monies. So it's a lot that goes into the government contracting process. So don't get upset with it. It's just a process. It takes time because they're responsible for taxpayers' dollars and the transparency. This stuff got to get uploaded on the USA Spending, SAM.gov for people to scrutinize. And we are very scrutinizing people. So they want to make sure they're doing everything right. And then, so my solution is invest in that learning. Get that line item on there for professional training, professional development, for events. Put it in your budget. Actually put money in the account for that expense, because it's going to happen and you're going to need it. And sometimes you're going to have to pay for something that's worth it. If it's worth it, you pay for it. I'm telling you, it's worth it. Sometimes it was worth for me to pay for coaching or learning because I needed an accelerated way to get this done. I don't have months. I needed days. I got stuff to do, you see? So you have to invest in your learning, your training programs, your certifications. I believe in taking those incremental and mentorship. So the next thing is too. So what also you need to understand is when you invest in those times and different things of that, and then those mentorships and those platforms, like, because we started the Subcontractor Academy just for small businesses who more established, who's ready to scale, but we only take like 12 people in that program. But we do have group coaching that we could take as many as you want. And that's what my strategic partner are, some federal, and I'm a coach there. So I made sure I had different levels. Some people only want to focus on subcontracting. That's why we created the Subcontractor Academy for people who only want to focus on subcontracting. Now, my strategic partner, they believe in prime sub, everything, products, services, everything. And that's the group you need to be established. You need to be ready, because those sessions is intense. You're learning a lot. Those inner circle weekly meetings is for you to ask all those questions that you've been wanting to ask to get support in growing your business. So then the next thing is the lessons learned. Okay, taking these incremental steps is focusing on small wins, building momentum, confidence, and expertise. That's what our goal is, to build expertise. Okay, so here's my advice to you. All right, advice for aspiring subcontractors: start small to learn and improve. Conduct the market research. I've showed you how to conduct the market research. What service or products will you sell is based off what they're buying. Do not build a package or product or service that no one's buying. Then when you do find a product and service, you got to see the competition, because it's fierce. We're government contracting. It's steady revenue. So it's very fierce. Now, are you sure that they're purchasing that service? That's why you're going to go do that research. And then how long will it take to deliver? Is it going to take you 2 weeks, 3 weeks, 4 weeks, 5 weeks? Is it overnight? What is the price point? Can I do 2 projects? Can I do 3 projects? Or can I only do 1 project because I'm working my 9 to 5? Now, once you transition and you're making a good revenue, then you can take on more projects. Or do you have a teaming partner? Do you have another person on the team and y'all collaborating together and then y'all splitting the revenue? It's so many models and so many ways you can go out and get these opportunities, but it is not an overnight success. It takes time. So you have to track those initial projects. It's just a lot goes on into the business. And then finally, take action. Take action. I've seen it too many times. We watch the video. My thing is, I'll watch a video. I'm writing notes. I done got my little take action to-do list. I done already put it on a to-do list. And then when I plan on doing it, you got to put that date in there, because when we don't put a date in there, it never happens. We done got all this information. We never happen. So what I want you to do is share your goals in the comments below, because what I'm trying to do is build a community for small businesses to see what other people's goals are. And then they can utilize that in their goal planning session. And you can utilize that on your goal planning worksheet. Then what platforms work for you? The freelancing platforms, different. So if you're in Arkansas or wherever you at, in Alabama, whatever, what platform work for small businesses? We're talking about small businesses. The large, they got it down packed. This is for us to build a community so you'll have a resource, because my goal is to get us connecting. My goal is to help us become teaming partners, subcontractors. So, okay, I'm doing contracting, you doing the PM. Let's go offer our service to this prime contractor. They see we're two reliable people who have our teams, and then they'll take you on. But if they don't see that you're ready, they're not going to take you on. They're not going to bring you on. They don't want the liability, the risk, their reputation, their brand that they've built. And you just started. You don't care. You'll just let it go. You don't care that you hurt their reputation or anything like that. They want people that care and understand. And then when you're ready, connect with me. When you're ready, consider joining those coaching programs I talked about. Or if you're not sure, book a clarity call. You see, I built these programs. It took me years. It took me years to define it, to refine it, to improve it. Nothing is overnight. It takes years. And I'm passionate about this thing, y'all. I ain't mad. I'm just passionate. Because I want you to understand, anything worth having is worth working for it. Anything. If it's that job you want, it's worth having. Work for it. If you have to think outside the box, well, this time I'm going to go work there as a W-2 employee for a year. And then I'm going to switch over to a 1099. And then it's you got to think outside the box. Or I'm going to work there for 2 years, because I need 2 years to really learn everything, the rules of the game. Then I'm going to, or 3, however long it takes, you make it happen, however long it takes. And then if you want to explore my Upwork consulting package, consultations or projects, you can take a look, but not until you're ready. And then you can connect with me on LinkedIn as well. Now, stay tuned for next week. Next week's topic is going to be setting up your first BD team. Most of you don't have a business development team. And I need you to have a business development team. So don't miss it. Subscribe to stay updated. And then in closing, all right, I want to thank you for joining me on this journey. Goal setting is such an important part of subcontracting success. And I'm here to help you every step of the way. And if you're ready to accelerate this progress, check out my coaching program. We've already talked about that. Now, track your time. Last thing, track your time. Use these initial projects to estimate how much time is required to complete each task. That way, okay, it took me 5 hours. So you ain't taking but one of those. Then optimize the workflow. How you do that is you just look at it. Okay, can I automate anything? Can I outsource anything? Boom, boom, boom. So automate, outsource, okay? Or delegate. Get your VA to do it, or your business development, or your marketing person. So remember, we got those things right there. Delegate, outsource, or I don't even remember what the next one was, but you got it in the video. Okay, and build your confidence, okay? Complete smaller projects first, giving you the confidence to take complex tasks, all right? Don't start off complex, keep it simple. Very simple, and get them certifications. All right. Consider pursuing such as the Certified Federal Contracts Manager. That's what I'm going after. My PMP for federal proposal writing. Okay. If you're project management, make sure you have your PMP and any other relevant. If you're in IT, whatever IT certification they got, get it. because I'm telling you, that's going to give you the dollars that what you need, so you can price point is better, and then you won't have to take on a lot of projects. You can say, well, maybe I only want to take on one project a month, or two projects a quarter, or one project for that quarter, and then take something on for the next quarter. So that way you're only working 4 projects a quarter. It's so many ways to do it. Just get to it. All right, y'all, that's it for now. And I see you in the next video. Bye now.
Let's talk about the importance of having a coach. A coach challenges you, keeps you accountable, and helps you unlock your full potential. And as a GovCon coach, this is exactly what we do for our small business. We provide guidance, strategies, and support needed to navigate the complex world of government contract. And together is how you reach new heights. And the best athletes out there know this: the Simone Biles, the Shakira Richardsons, the Serena Williams. So if you feel like you are ready to take it to the next height, join the group coaching program. Take care now.